Hello, and welcome once again to That's English.
Yes, welcome.
I say, Annabelle, you look very elegant today.
Well, thank you, kind sir. So do you.
Thank you, madam. So could you tell us what today's programme is about, please?
Yes, it's all about different social customs. And we've got a wonderful documentary about social etiquette.
Oh, how lovely.
Yes, we're going to look at what you should and shouldn't say and do when you're invited to a formal lunch or dinner party.
Great. So, Annabelle, what does good manners mean to you?
La buena educación? I think the most important thing is to thank people when they do something nice for you.
Like when someone holds a door open for you?
Yes, it really annoys me when I hold the door for people and then they walk through without saying thank you. What about you?
When people talk during shows at the cinema and at the theatre, I can't stand it. No lo soporto.
Oh, I know. It really irritates me. I sometimes have an argument, una discusión, in the cinema. And some of them even talk on their mobile phone. Unbelievable.
OK, Annabelle, calm down. You'll upset the baby.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Ashley. But it's just so annoying.
I know. Let's relax and watch the documentary.
Good idea.
And while you watch, try to find the answer to this question. At a formal lunch, what shouldn't you talk about?
Oh, this will be useful. I never know which cutlery to use with each course. ¿Qué cubiertos usar con cada plato?
Or watch and learn.
The butler represents a classic image of social etiquette in Britain.
Yes, you too. Have a drink, please. Thank you very much.
He follows rules that have been handed down from generation to generation and always knows how to behave perfectly. Although most people don't have to obey the same rules as a butler, good manners are still very important. The British are famous for being very polite. They always say thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Very nice.
They even send notes to thank people for coming to their parties. Good manners are part of everyday life.
Oh, that's lovely, thank you very much. I'll have one of those.
It is particularly important to follow rules of behaviour at formal social events, such as at a society lunch. We've come to a lunch at the Millennium Hotel in Mayfair, London, hosted by Sally Farmelo Neville, an expert on etiquette. Firstly, we asked Sally when we should arrive for a lunch or dinner.
You shouldn't arrive too early, and you shouldn't usually arrive more than about 15 minutes late.
And there are rules about who to talk to during lunch.
The general rule is you start talking to the person on your right for the first course, and then you talk to the person on your left for the second course.
Yes. I think it's a very...
And don't forget please and thank you whilst eating.
Oh, that looks delicious. Thank you. Gorgeous.
It's just a matter of basic human courtesy, basic good manners. You just say please for whatever you want. Please, may I have the salt or pepper? Please, could you pass the milk or the sugar, the coffee? And then you say thank you afterwards.
At a formal lunch party, there are things you are not allowed to talk about.
There are certain topics which you're supposed not to mention at polite events, and those are politics and religion and illness.
There are usually many courses at a formal lunch party, and so there is a lot of cutlery. How do you know which to use first?
It's very easy. You just start from the outside, so you take the first knife and fork, the second, third, etc.
And afterwards, always remember the thank you notes.
If you've been to an event and it's a very formal event and you have received a proper written invitation, then it is correct to write a letter of thank you afterwards.
Is it really so important to be polite in Britain?
I think the British are a particularly polite nation. We always tend to say please and thank you for everything.
Of course, these rules are mainly for formal lunches and dinners. But as in any country, it is always a good idea to try to respect the people around you.
Wow! I had no idea that you should start talking to the person on your right for the first course and then the person on your left for the second.
I made that mistake when I went to a formal dinner last week, but it wasn't the only thing I did wrong.
Oh no, what did you do?
I arrived half an hour late.
Oh, Ashley. Sally said you mustn't arrive more than about 15 minutes late. What happened?
Well, when I got there, the other guests were already eating their starter. It was very embarrassing.
Well, at least you know for next time.
If they invite me again.
I'm sure they will. Anyway, let's check the answer to the question. It was, at a formal lunch, what shouldn't you talk about?
Let's watch it again.
There are certain topics which you're supposed not to mention at polite events, and those are politics and religion and illness.
So the answer is, at a formal lunch, you shouldn't talk about politics, religion and illness.
Oh, no. I told them all about the operation I had on my foot.
Well, maybe they won't invite you again after all.
Oh, dear. And I hugged everyone when I left. Les di un buen abrazo. Oh, well, let's listen to what people said in answer to this question. Are there any social customs in your country that might surprise a foreign visitor?
Let's see.
Well, I suppose our national dress, although it wouldn't be a surprise because most people know about it, but I think for a lot of people visiting Scotland, the first time they see a Scotsman in a kilt, it's quite a sort of, ooh, it's a man in a skirt.
I think there are quite a few. I think in most countries you can still smoke, actually, in restaurants and pubs, and of course you can't do that here anymore.
The only thing I think that will surprise visitors to Jamaica is that not as many people smoke marijuana as they think they do.
Canadians are very polite and very friendly, so a foreign visitor might be surprised that a stranger would stop and chat and maybe share where their favourite restaurant is.
We don't address our elders by their names. So even if it's a stranger who's elder to you, we call them uncle or auntie.
I think so, definitely. South Africans are, we're very friendly in the sense that we're very sort of touchy-feely. We love hugging people, and whilst you're in a conversation with somebody, getting very up close and personal.
So South Africans are apparently very touchy-feely. Tienen más contacto físico.
Especially when they play rugby.
Didn't your grandfather play rugby for Scotland, Ashley?
Yes, he did.
And did he wear a kilt?
At weddings and other formal occasions, of course.
I think kilts look great. But now our road trip. We're going to a town called Mould this time. Try to answer this question. How do people in Mould improve the environment in the town?
Let's watch.
Okay, so why are we going to this Mould place?
Because it's a sitter slow. Sitter means city in Italian, so Mould is a slow city.
I don't think it's a great place for you.
Hey!
This is such a pretty place. But are you sure it's a slow town? It looks normal speed to me.
I think we should ask somebody who's local. Oh, excuse me.
Hello, hi.
Do you live in Mould?
Yes, I do.
Oh, is it true that Mould has sitter slow status?
It's pronounced cheetah slow.
Oh,
And yes, we do. We are Cheetah accredited.
What's the idea behind a Cheetah Slow?
The idea is to improve the environment for everybody in our towns.
And how do you do that?
Well, we try to have less noise, cleaner air, and more respect for people, including visitors.
So, can any town or city become a Cheetah Slow?
Yes, any town can go towards accreditation, but they must have a population of less than 50,000 people, and they must subscribe to our goals.
Well, thanks for talking to us.
That's okay, thank you.
Thanks
Enjoy
a lot.
your stay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hello there.
Hi.
Can I ask if your produce is local?
It's all made locally, love, yes. Yeah.
So, how do you help mould be a Cheetah Slow?
The idea is local people to mould buy my cheese because it's made locally, and I supply a good service of organic cheeses.
Organic food is more expensive than non-organic produce, isn't it?
It's quite slow, the organic, because it's so expensive to produce.
Are you selling more organic food than before?
Yes, there's been a little increase.
Oh, so the people of Mould are doing what this Cheetah Slow movement suggests?
Yes, exactly right. Exactly, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great.
No, that's
Thanks
fine.
for your time.
No, yeah, we're very welcome. Would you like to have a taste?
I
There you go.
would. Come on, Sam, hurry up.
I'm going slowly, because this is a slow town. Actually, I'm quite tired.
We've only got one day left of our trip, Sam.
Yes, you're right. Where to now, Katie?
This time it's a surprise, okay?
Yes, I love surprises.
Good. Come on, let's go.
It's such a cool place. I wish more towns were like that.
The cheese looked very tasty.
Oh, Ashley, you're always thinking about food.
I love cheese.
Talking of love, the market trader called Katie Love.
Yes, it's just a friendly way of addressing people you don't know, especially in the north of England.
Not in America, though. So let's check the answer to our question, which was, how do people in Mould improve the environment in the town? Let's watch it again.
What's the idea behind a Cheetah Slow?
The idea is to improve the environment for everybody in our towns.
And how do you do that?
Well, we try to have less noise, cleaner air, and more respect for people, including visitors.
So people in Mould improve the environment in the town by making less noise, having cleaner air, and showing more respect for other people.
And lots of lovely organic cheese.
Of course. So that's all we have time for today. Goodbye, and see you soon for the next That's English.
Ciao.
Oh, ciao.